Recording in progress.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you guessed it. You have entered into the Freedom Portal. And we have the Freedom Call going on every single Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. You know what? No matter what time zone you're in, it's still Eastern Time. And look, folks, we have Mr. Jack Tissity himself. I mean, this man has jacked everybody up to the extent that everybody wants to be free now. So look, I'm going to say it like he said. Put the dog up. Eliminate all distractions. Turn the TV off. Turn the radio off. Look, close the door if you have to. If you want to invite some people in to take a look at it with you, make sure they be quiet or take notes. But because this man is going to bring it, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to some and present to others, Mr. Jack Tissity himself, the one and only Nate Hines. Great day, Mr. Hines.
Wow. Thank you, brother Big Pill, Roger Williams. Thank you, sir, for that awesome introduction. But I tell you, I'm pumped. I'm Jack to the highest Jack Tissity. I'm fired up tonight. But I'm very honored and I'm very humble to be in this position to be doing this call this evening in the place of our leader, our tremendous leader, Dr. Ty Best. You know, Dr. Ty Best does not put anyone on his platform, so it is an esteemed honor for me to be here. So if you guys that are on the call right now, because I know Dr. Best is watching this, let's honor him. Can you help me out by clapping him up in the chat? I want you to clap him up. Just show some honor for Dr. Best this evening, because he's the one that has created this whole platform, this freedom call, this freedom mindset. It's all about freedom. It's all about having a dream, you know. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, just clap them up in the chat. I greatly appreciate it. You know, tilt some hats, all those good things. And all of you on Facebook, we thank you for being on the call as well this evening. You know, like I shared, I do not take this lightly. And I hope each and every time you get on this freedom call that you're ready to learn, grow to that next level, because Dr. Ty Best is someone truly special, a gift in this industry. You're talking about a gentleman. I'm excited that he's my sponsor, but you never know how people gonna come into your life. You know, I'm so thankful that I met this gentleman over 25 years ago when all my hair was dark, okay? All my hair was dark. But the thing was with Dr. Ty Best, he was a leader then, and he's just become a superior, tremendous legend in this industry. But one thing I definitely tell you about him, he has a heart of gold and a passion for people, and he wants so many people to achieve success. That's why he always talk about this dream, the dream. So I'm gonna talk about that dream, but also I wanna recognize the people that are here tonight. I wanna thank you, Brother Peel, You know, Roger Williams, I call you Pill. All right, that's all hey, you the big Pill. And Sister Pill, Wanda Williams, Sister Sherry Brown, Brother Mr. Michael Dalco. You never know how your blessings, how people would bless you in your life, you know. And this Wealth Builders Worldwide family has truly been a blessing to me and my family. So I thank each and every one of you. I thank each and every one of y'all for being on this call tonight. So I'm gonna get this call started. And I want you to know, I'm gonna title this call. Matter of fact, I'm dedicating this call to Dr. Ty Best, because he takes us all to another level and forces all to dream. Because when he created Wealth Builders Worldwide, and all the tools and the vision of what he had is helping people develop a mindset to build wealth worldwide. And that's what we're doing. So the title of this call, I want you to take this down. Why? Because you hear Dr. Best talk about the dream. He always talks about the dream. But why is the dream so important? Why is the dream so important? See, I had to take a few notes, because why is the dream so important? Why have a dream, but why is that dream so important? See, the dream is so important because you will do one or two things. You will walk at the pace of somebody else, or they're gonna walk at your pace. What I mean by that is this: if you're not careful, if you don't have a dream and you following your dream and running with your dream, you will develop what's called cattle mentality. What do I mean by that? Cattle mentality. Where you going, Nate Hine, with cattle mentality? Listen, I know each and every one of you have probably seen a cow in a fence somewhere, right? Or a cow with on a pasture with some barbed wire, all that stuff around it, right? But my magic question is, do you think a cow is pretty heavy, right? It's pretty big, right? Also, do you think a cow has feelings? All right. Why I'm talking about feelings? See, when a cow, all those cows, they do the same thing. They walk around that fence. But how hard do you think it would be for that cow to lean on that fence and knock that fence down and go ahead and get out? That's the same way some people are. But you got to understand this as well. See, cows, they go around, go moo, they keep moving around that fence, and they keep doing the same thing over and over again. Things gonna be different results. But also, none of those cows have a dream of freedom. You might end up, because one thing will happen as well, you'll see baby calf, they'll take baby calf up there. Next thing you know, all the cows are smelling baby calf, because they're cooking baby calf, right? They're starting to roast baby calf. So mama heart hurt and all that stuff. But guess what? They still go moving around that pasture. They moving around the job market and things of that nature. But also, one of those cows get upset. They say, look, I want my freedom. Next thing you know, you see a cow running down the road. That cow said, I want my freedom. I'm going after my dream. So tonight, why is the dream so important? Dr. Best gonna tell you right up front, it's all about the dream. It's always about the dream. He makes a statement all the time that he would rather have a dream, chase a dream that never comes true than never have a dream at all. It all starts with a dream. Everything you got to do in life is going to start with a dream. See, what is that dream? That dream is that why. The dream is the why. That's the fuel for where you want to go in life. That dream is the why. Why are you going to do something? Why are you going to inconvenience yourself? Why would you want to get out the status quo and stand in the same place as everybody else that don't have a dream? Why? Because sometimes you have that dream. It may be because you got a dream because you want to provide a better life for your children. You may want to, do something, do something great for your family. But also it may be important to you, your last name. Because I know for me, my last name is everything. You know, it's so important to me what my last name means. When somebody say the name Hines, I want to reflect just goodness and greatness. When every time you think about the name Hines, I want for people to know for a fact, hey, everything associated with him is good. And that gentleman's trying to go somewhere. He has a plan. He's focused. He's going somewhere. He's helping somebody do something. But also, the dream is important because maybe you need to be the first one. You need to be the first one in your family to be that, let's say that millionaire. You may have to be the first one in your family, be the person that make $100,000. You may have to be the first person in your family to buy a certain square footage home. You may be the first person in your family to go to college. You may be the first person in your family to get out the hood. You may be the first person in your family to get a real car, not a hoopty. You may be the first. And then when you're the first, you let everybody know that, hey, it was possible. It's possible for them too. Because what's gonna happen, you never realize who's watching you. I never forget when my nephew made a comment to me. He said, Uncle Nate, he said, you made it out the hood. There's so many people in that same neighborhood that's getting shot and all kind of stuff. He said, what made you decide you want to get out the hood? I said, man, I had a dream. I had a desire, I had a why. I wanted to do something special. Number one, I wanted to be able to help my parents. Okay, that was the number one thing before I even got married. But then when I ended up getting married and got children, I wanted to be an example. I didn't want to be just another dad. My title, if you owe my shirt up, you're going to see an S on this thing because I'm super dad. That's what I tell my kids, I'm super dad. I want to do something special. And that's what I start pointing to them because they're now starting to have children. You want to do something special. You want to take yourself and your family to that next level. What's your passion? What's driving you? And then I got another surprise. My older brother paid me a visit. They paid me a visit here in Huntsville, and we were just sitting around talking. And he said, Nate, and his wife, they started talking, him and his wife, they said, you and Jeanette, y'all made us take our game to another level. Y'all made us raise the bar, because we was comfortable. And we saw what you guys were doing, how you kept going at the next level in life. We knew we had to raise the bar. And that's why the dream is so important. You got your dream, but now you help somebody else. They may not be running the same direction you're going, but guess what? You give them that flicker of hope. You give them a chance to know, hey, it's possible for me too. But you got to understand when you're going after that dream, when you got your dream, you understanding that this dream is so important. You got to put your blinders on. You got to become what I call 10 foot tall and bulletproof. See, I get excited when I start talking about 10 foot tall and bulletproof because I think about my friend, my brother, my business partner, Mr. Michael Dalco. Because in real life, when you see him standing up, you stand beside him, he's not 10 foot tall. No, Mike Dalco is a long way from being 10 foot tall. But Mike Dalco developed a huge dream and a passion and started running after this thing. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you start talking to him now about his passion, his dream, and the vision, he's 10 foot tall and bulletproof because nothing's gonna get him down. When I met another gentleman, Dr. Ty Best, man, you know for a fact that man is 10 foot tall, bulletproof. His level of confidence, where he's going, his vision and mission in life for so many other people, it's unparalleled. I don't know if anybody can match his level of confidence and belief in where he's going. Unparalleled. So the dream is important. See, what most people do, write this down. Most people, what I want you to do is this, instead of doing what most people do, let your dream dictate your income. Let your dream dictate your income. Don't let your income dictate your dream. Okay, write that down. I think that's good stuff. Don't let your income dictate your dream. Let your dream dictate your income. What I mean by that? That means you got to have a dream on what you're going to do, where you want to go. See, let's say, I'm going to use me for an example, all right? I like to talk about me. As a matter of fact, I do this all for me. I'm talking to myself half the time. My dream car years ago when I was a federal law enforcement officer, my dream car was a Honda Accord EX. That Honda Accord, I want the Honda Accord with the leather in it and all that kind of stuff. Never bought that car because I met a gentleman, and that gentleman told me, he said, look, if you got a big dream, if you want something bad enough, and I started talking about cars and stuff, he said, look, man, what you need to do, I felt like he was talking to me, but he was talking to a whole auditorium of people. I'm talking, we had thousands of people at this event. But I go out there in the car you really want to drive, the one you want to go in and feel good in and gonna be proud and excited about. Go out there. I want you to go to the dealership, go in the showroom, and take your little bag in there with you with the jar. And then get in that car. And what I want you to do is get in that car. I want you to put your body in the seat. And I want your body just to feel that seat. Let your body just feel the car. And then I want you to inhale that new car smell. And he said, take another inhale of the new car smell. And I want you to get that new car smell in you. So you start feeling it. You start getting that an adrenaline for that new car smell. Then I want you to go to that paper bag you got, because you got the new smell inside you. But now you gotta keep it. So what I want you to do is take the top off of that jar, and I want you to swirl it around inside the car. Just swirl it around inside the car. And then put the top back on it real fast. And label that jar, whatever vehicle it is. If it's a Mercedes, if it's a Range Rover, if it's a Lexus, put it on the car. And I was crazy enough to do what he said. I went to the car dealership. I knew I couldn't buy the car at the time, but I went in there, sucked all that new car smell in my nose, took that jar out and I whirled it around. I actually took it and labeled it and went home and put it on over the fireplace. And because he said, when you get ready to start watching TV, I want you to go crack the seal on that jar and get a whiff of that smell so you can get back to building your business like you're supposed to. My wife's 30th birthday present wasn't my birthday, but my wife, because it was a goal I had for my wife. I wanted to buy her a new car. My wife was driving a Chevy Corsica back then. Some of you don't know what that is, but you young folks don't know, but you can Google Chevy Corsica, right? And I went out for a birthday present. I went out and picked out and bought my wife, back then it was called a Lexus LS400, the big body Lexus. My wife went from cloth seats to a Lexus LS400. And you're talking about how powerful it was. You're talking about taking that car on her birthday and put it in her sister's house and park it. I parked the car way down the street. And when I got ready to give the car to her, I actually had wrapped up a box of brown sugar. It was wrapped it up. She opened the box, she saw this, looked at me all crazy and said, she knew she had something. Ripped those keys out and you should have saw her running down the street looking for, start pressing the button, trying to find her car. My life changed. Same thing with you got a dream house, guys. This is why the dream is so important. You gotta go out to that house, walk that house, feel the steps. Hey, some houses you may feel like I can't afford it. Hey, it ain't your responsibility to know how you're gonna get it. You gotta put it in the atmosphere, because if you put it in the atmosphere, God will help you get it. God will help all the things come in front of you. He will line the people up. So you gotta have a big dream. You gotta have a big dream. You're gonna have to create your dream board. The dream is important. Why the dream's important? Because you gotta know where you're going. You can't follow where somebody else is going. You gotta lead where that negative person is going. You wanna follow somebody that's going in the direction that you're going. You wanna run at that pace. And this here, I'm sharing this with you. I'm not telling you it's gonna be easy, but I'm telling you it's gonna be worth it when you're going after that dream. So why is the dream important? Why do we do all the stuff we do here at Wealth Builders Worldwide? Why do we do power calls? Why do we do all the training? Why do we do the freedom calls? You've heard me say, if you ever been on our power calls, if you had a bad day, you need a power call. If you had a good day, the power call needs you. See, this organization, everything about our organization, Wealth Builders Worldwide, is all about the dream. It's all about taking you to that next level. You got to understand, this is what I have to understand, because I'm talking to me. And I understand that me having a big dream is helping somebody else dream. Because once I accomplish a certain level of success, guess what? It's time to go to that next level of success. So what do we call that here at Wealth Builders Worldwide? We call that dreaming bigger. You gotta always keep dreaming bigger. You gotta understand the simple fact that when Dr. Best tells us, when he starts putting things out there for us, he starts sharing with you to start reading books, because it's all about building that muscle. It's building that mindset muscle. Because most people, all of our lives have been beat down some type of way. They tell you can't do it. You can't be successful. See, most children have incredible dreams. Most children have an incredible vision. Most children, I don't know if you realize this, are born with 2 feet. The number one fear a child has is the fear of a loud sound. The second fear is the fear of falling. That's it. That's the only fears the child is born with. Every other fear, we teach it. We teach it because the children, they have a dream. When they're watching certain things, they have dreams. They have dreams on certain things they want to be till they see that career counselor. So why is the dream so important? Because people are counting on you and you don't even realize it. People are watching you and you don't even realize it. Somebody, because of your dream, because of your consistency, because of your persistence, because of your passion, because of your desire, because of your I'm not going to quit, your stick-to-itness, you're going to help change somebody else's life. You're going to change somebody else's life. I'm going to change somebody else's life. So why is the dream so important? So why does Dr. Best always talk about the dream? Because you got to remember, it's always about the dream. It's always about the dream. You got to remember, you don't get what you want. You get what you picture. Write that down, guys. Okay. You don't get what you want. You get what you picture. You get what you picture because if you don't have a picture, if you don't have a dream board in front of you, if you don't have things laid out, if you don't have a certain amount of money in mind that you want to achieve, you would never get it. See, that's why it's so important we talk about these dream boards. Because if you don't have a dream board, if your board is empty, guess what you're going to get? An empty board, right? An empty life. So when you start taking pictures of all these Rob reports, magazines, matter of fact, technology is so great today, you can go out there and go to a website and print out what you want. And don't worry about what other people think. When they walk in your house, and they see stuff posted places. Put your stuff on your mirror. Put that car, I don't care if you drive a Suzuki Sidekick, put a Range Rover on the steering wheel, right? And it will come true, just like that Chevy Corsa did. You got to understand, you got to dream big, guys. Everything's about this dream. You got to go after this dream with passion. You got to go after this dream as if, hey, I'm going after this thing, and I would rather chase a dream with passion that never comes true than never have a dream at all. So remember this tonight, guys, ladies and gentlemen, because I told you I wasn't going to be before you long. But I want you to know, Dr. Best put all this and what he's implemented through us, especially for those that have been wealth builders several years, your mind would never go back to the same. Your mind would never go back to the same. Some of you on here right now so messed up because you understand that you are called for something special. You're supposed to be doing something much bigger than where you are. Even though some of you are having great levels of success, you know for a fact, hey, I got to hit that next comma. Okay, I need to add another zero to my income. I need to add multiple zeros to my income because you're going to build that legacy because you have that dream inside. You understand the simple fact that you've been around with wealth builders worldwide. You stuck with wealth builders worldwide. You stuck with Dr. Best. You stuck with Michael Dalco. You stuck with his leadership. And guess what? You know for a fact why the dream is important. And you're willing to pay the price. So my question, especially all our guests that are on here, are you willing to pay the price? Because the dream is about freedom. The dream is about freedom. Freedom. What is freedom, guys? I'm going to give this to you. Freedom is when you decide, hey, I don't have to punch the time clock anymore. See, because I heard Dr. Best say it best. A person think they free. Well, don't show up to work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If by Thursday, I promise you will be free. You got to understand, freedom is when you can take your kids to the movies in the middle of the day. Freedom is when all the other parents got to be at work somewhere, but you're the only one up at the school. Not because you're you just a housewife, but no, I'm saying you free. Your income is free. Your income is coming in, and you don't have to punch that time clock. You're that person that's not in panic mode when the government shuts down. Freedom is being able to go fishing in the middle of the day when everybody else at work somewhere. Freedom is when you stand at the busiest section in downtown Chicago and watching people go to jobs that they literally hate. Freedom is what it's all about. Freedom is so important because to get freedom, you got to have that dream. That's why the dream is so important. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to take these notes, this information from this freedom call, but also remember this. You have to take your dream, why your dream is so important, and you have to put it in the universe. Because if you don't put it in the universe, if you don't write it down, if you don't put it in front of you, if you don't speak about it all the time, how can God help you? Whoever your God is, whoever you worship, how can he help you if you don't put it out there? See, sometimes you think it's too big for you to accomplish. I think about Tyler Perry all the time. Every time you hear Tyler Perry speak, they always say it was God who did it for him. Guess what? He had a dream and a vision. He pursued it with passion. And even if that dream would never came true, I promise you, Tyler Perry would be ready to chase that dream that never had a dream at all. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end with this. I'm gonna end with this because I don't know, some of you may have heard the story about the flea. Yeah, the flea. You know, that little bug, that little insect that gets on animals and pets, right? I heard where a flea has a 36-inch vertical. A flea has a 36-inch vertical. I mean, that flea can jump 36 inches. You got some humans that can't jump 36 inches, but the flea can jump 36 inches. That flea, hey, if that flea was an athlete, he'd be dunking a basketball. But understand this though. But if you take that flea, and you put that flea in a jar, right? That flea will start to jump. But as long as that flea head, once that flea starts to hit that jar, that flea was gonna stop jumping so high. That flea gonna stop jumping so high because he can't get knocked down. So he'll jump just high enough so he don't hit his head. Now that flea's kind of comfortable. And what's happening? Now you get some more fleas, put them in a jar with him, those fleas will jump just as high. Even though those other fleas has a 36-inch vertical, they jump just enough. But also, when those fleas have babies, all those babies